Hello my friends, Γεια σας, this is Matilda and welcome again to Tilda's Cookbook. With everything going on right now, I really do hope that you and your family and your friends and your loved ones are doing well. I cannot stress enough how important it is right now, more than ever, to be healthy, and the best way to protect ourselves is to boost our immune system. That's why I have a healthy recipe for you of a whole wheat bread, which is full of fibers and iron, and it's made with simple ingredients that you can find easily, and I hope you will enjoy it. So let's get started. I'm going to be using 3 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour, and it's 12.1% of protein, no mixture with anything else. 1.5 cups of warm water, as hot as our finger can stand it. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. 9 grams of dry yeast, and I'm using instant because I'm gonna put everything together. If you don't have instant, you make sure to activate it before. And I'm going to be using half a teaspoon of cornmeal and half a teaspoon of flax seeds to sprinkle at the end, but this is optional. I'm using a stand mixer and I pour in my flour, and the salt, and I give it a little mix because I want to make sure that my yeast will not come into direct contact with the salt. And in the middle of my flour I pour in the warm water. The sugar. The yeast, and I make sure to take all of it because sometimes it gets stuck on my tray. And then I pour in the olive oil, and I start the kneading at minimum speed. And little by little, after some of my flour has started to get incorporated with the liquids, I will increase the speed. As you see, I've put everything together because my yeast was instant, as I mentioned before. And then I increase my speed up to 1. And with the help of a spatula, I just press a little bit of my flour to go into the center. Just push it a little bit from the edges. It's a narrow bowl, really. It's not very easy to do, but as much as I can. If you want to do this by hand and you don't have a stand mixer, it's okay. You can do it by hand by kneading 12 to 15 minutes or so. And if you get tired, you just cover your dough with a damp cloth and then continue kneading. After kneading for a minute or so, I turn it off. And this way I want to use my spatula again to make sure to push all the flour in the middle, just to help my dough get together more easily. Then I put it to knead again, starting gradually from low speed. And keep kneading approximately for 5 to 7 minutes, increasing my speed up to 2, no more than that. Approximately 6 minutes later, I lower my speed to medium and turn it off, and my dough is ready. You see how it is? It's nice and soft and somewhat sticky. It's not really sticking to the fingers, it's just tucking, but it's soft. Then I use my bowl and I pour in whatever remaining of olive oil I had in my glass and just spread it around my bowl. And this is where my dough is going to go. And I also use the olive oil from my fingers to grease my dough a little. And this will help not for it to get stuck on the edges of the bowl and the saran wrap. I cover it with a plastic wrap and let it in a warm place to rise. And you see, after about an hour and a half, it's risen really nicely. And look how easy my plastic wrap gets out of it due to the olive oil. And what I'll do now is I'll take my tablecloth out and sprinkle some flour on my counter. And again, I'm using whole wheat flour. I'll just pour my dough on it. Comes out easily out of the bowl. And I'll just use my hands to form it into a little log, just to give it really somewhat the shape of the tray that I'm gonna put it in. As you see, today I'm not using gloves because due to the coronavirus we're saving them as much as we can. I'm going to be using again a grease tray, and this one is 26 by 11 centimeters. And you just tap it in and give it a little press down. Just even it out according to the tray, giving it the shape. And you can use any tray you want to really, and just give it the shape that you want. I sprinkle it with a little bit of water. I don't mind if your water is a lot or what, because it's going to get evaporated while baking in the oven. And then I'll sprinkle my cornmeal on top of it. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a lot, because after taking it out of the oven, some of it is gonna come off. But we really like it. Both the texture and the taste of it when it's baked. And then I'll sprinkle some ground flax seeds. And I do that because I like the look of my bread with it, and of course flax seeds are really healthy. I give them a little tap so that they get stuck on the dough. And then cover my tray with a clean kitchen towel and let it rise again for about 30 to 45 minutes. It took 45 minutes for my dough to rise nicely because my house is kind of chilly, and it's ready to bake for approximately half an hour at 210 degrees. After 30 minutes, it's ready. And I'm going to use a knife or a spatula you can use just to detach it from the edges a little bit to help it come out of the tray. just take it out of it. And be careful because it's really hot. And this is how it looks. And I'll show you underneath. It's a bit hot, but I'll try to show you how it's baked underneath. It's really nice and golden. And we'll let it on a cooling rack to cool down completely.
Okay, so my bread has cooled down completely. So I'm gonna cut a piece to show you how it's cooked. I cut the corner kind of widely, just to show you. Look how it is. It's nice and soft. So let me cut another one. You can cut it as wide or as thin as you want to. It's not a crunchy bread, it's more of a soft bread, and while you put it in a towel afterwards to keep it from drying up, it becomes even softer. Look how soft it is. Let me taste it. It is delicious, my friends. Nice and soft. Really yummy. After you cut it, look how it is inside. You can cover it in a towel like I have here and keep it like this, covered all around from all areas, and this way you will maintain it nice and fresh and soft for a couple of days to 3 days. Or otherwise you can cut it into pieces and save it in the freezer and take it out and use it anytime you want to. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, my friends, and thank you for watching.
If you liked this video, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to get notified on my weekly uploads. And I hope to see you all back healthy on my next video. Until then, happy baking και καλή σας όρεξη. Bye bye everyone.